Hi, my name is Nurse Betty. I was one of the labor and delivery nurses taking care of Mrs. Romanoff July 7th when she came in for labor and delivery. I did take some notes from my charting, so I hope you don't mind if I read off them. I started my shift that day about 3:30, and it was about 8:50 when Miss Romanoff came up to labor and delivery floor. I took a report from Janet Harper from triage. She told me that the patient could be anywhere from 39 to 42 weeks. She was having severe back pain. She did speak little English. She was having some decels on the monitor, but no dilation. They did speak little English, and we were waiting for the interpreter at some point to come in. As of right now, he was not there. The husband did tell the triage nurse that there was little movement in the baby for the last 2 days and that the mother has not been eating or drinking very much. So we got her checked in. We put her on our monitor upstairs, and I was looking over her strips. It was about time for my lunch, so I came out and I gave a report to Patricia Martinez, who is a new nurse to our floor, who's very capable of putting an IV in and starting her on fluids. So I updated her, told her about the decels and that there was no dilation. So she attempted to start an IV while I went on my lunch break. When I came back, she had about 9:30. She had not gotten the IV, so I took over for her. I started her on the IV fluids and started the hydration. She was showing some flat baselines on the monitor, but that could have been because the baby was sleeping. It didn't show any sign of distress at that moment. About 10:30, Dr. Feldman, who was the resident at the time, came out of surgery. I insisted that he go see Mrs. Romanoff. I felt I was having a bad feeling about her, and I just felt like a doctor needed to go see her at this time. He proceeded to tell me that he had been up for 24 hours, he's had 4 deliveries, and he had another patient that he needed to see right away. So he was going to send Joni, the medical student, in to see her, even though I insisted that he go see her. At this time, about an hour later, Joan Carlson, who is the medical student, came in to see the patient. Moments later, we rushed her to the C-section room. At this time, we're about 11:50. Midnight, we had her in the C-section room. Dr. Beck started the spinal, who's the anesthesiologist. He felt that her airway was a class 2 and that we should not intubate, but Dr. O'Leary was very insistent about putting her under general. We need to get this baby out right now. So he started her on general, and at 12:21, he started the incision site, even though Dr. Beck was insistent that she had no airway, patent airway. I called the code team. They could not find the room at first. They did finally find the room. At this time, they started working on Mrs. Romanoff while I helped the pediatrician with the baby, resuscitate the baby who was not breathing at time of birth. The baby did start breathing, and the pediatrician was very rushing me to give the vitamin K to get the baby up to the NICU. She had to get back to the NICU right now. So I grabbed from the vitamin K box and pulled the syringe back and gave the baby the medication. After I gave the medication, I realized that it was Methogen. I called pharmacy right away, got the reversal agent, and we were able to save the baby without any deficit from the medication. I feel like this is a tragedy that could have been prevented, but it was everyone's mistake, small mistakes, not just my own.